Woo! We're on an elevator. Going up.
Hello, Internet. Yes, back to Dark Forces 2, Jedi Knight, Part 8. Still in the Valley of the Jedi, still tracking down Jerec, still doing Jedi stuff, and now I'm just going to abuse the hell out of Force Persuade. Doing the most good Jedi things possible, you know, just killing dudes who can't see me.
Yes,
Was that
murdering people with lightsabers.
Was that Imperial officer holding up that stormtrooper? Because it sure looked like he was. He was just pointing his gun straight at him, and I think he walked in on some extortion or blackmail or something there.
Sometimes your Imperial mom forgets to, you know, pack your Imperial lunch, and you have to hold up Imperial stormtroopers for their Imperial lunch money. These poor
Also,
men.
I'm just
they
going.
have no idea.
Yeah.
You are the knight.
I am just super casually murdering these dudes. Like I'm not even running.
Well,
I am just walking down these stairs.
You're invisible.
Yeah. Because I have it at
I
the
love
maximum.
that they have idle animations. Like that's hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know when you would see those.
Well, can't you kind of, like, if you crouch or something, like, isn't there sort of sneaking in this game, even though it's really hard to do?
I think if you crouch, then you don't make a sound.
So if you sneak up
I still love that the
enemies.
lightsaber is the best stealth weapon in this game, despite how it's a glowing sword that constantly makes noise.
Yeah.
Yes. That's weird. The Jedi doesn't seem to be anywhere around here. That's super weird.
So
I mean, I guess with your persuade, you can just assume, well, they're not seeing
yeah,
that.
but even
like,
when you're just
either,
sneaking up on dudes by crouching, when you're crouching up behind them and doing it,
they have no idea what's going on. That man was my favorite man.
He knew there was something in the ceiling at some point.
He knew there was a problem, and he was doing his best.
He tried so hard.
He got so far.
But in the end, it doesn't even matter.
It doesn't even matter.
Christ, why do we all know that song?
Because it was a minor jam hit when we were youngins.
Yeah, because it was, like, on the radio constantly.
And got remixed, like, 80 bajillion times.
Yeah. Also, I know it because my brother owned that CD and played it constantly, to the point where I had to be like, stop, I can't even tell where one song ends and the next begins, just stop.
Oh, so you achieved, Linkin Park Nirvana.
Not by my choice. Linkin Park's actually really funny. It's one of the few bands I like better.
He got shoved into the next room by a
as I've
crate.
gotten older, not less.
Okay. And let's see, do I have enough? Yep. Oh, but I accidentally turned on force speed instead of force jump because the icons are pretty much identical. And then I force jumped into a platform above me, which deals damage to you.
Kyle Katarn is not very good at basic tasks involving spatial awareness.
Yeah, he doesn't have a very good sense of proprioception.
I'm just gonna casually thermally detonate some things.
Yeah, I'm trying to, because there's like a secret here.
There it is. Woo! That explosion formed a very nice, neat, careful hole.
Oh.
And for some reason there's just a gonk droid just hanging out there.
Hey, buddy.
He's just been stuck there ever since they put those barrels.
Ever since they put those barrels there. Yeah.
No, his final mission was to put those barrels there.
Also, you can hear that stormtrooper trying to shoot at me. There he is.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And now we have some kind of annoying platforming. Where the gravity just kind of changes over and over again.
Is the gravity changing, or are you just
when
like
you jump into the
too
green
hard
area, the gravity is lower.
Oh, it is actually lowered. That's interesting. Wow, that's
and then you can't control your,
frustrating.
you can't control your momentum in the air, though.
Yeah, you figured it out, though.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought you were dead as well.
No,
because you probably don't take
it's
fall
lower
damage in low
gravity, so you
grav.
don't take any damage anyway. I I was trying to get to the secret area to get the secret. I didn't actually need that rail rifle because I never use my rail rifle until like the very end of this game.
I was gonna say I don't think I even knew that was a thing that existed in this game.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting weapon that doesn't have a lot of purpose because it is its purpose is kind of fulfilled by a lot of other things. The rail rifle is a despite its name, it is actually a rocket launcher. And it's a weird rocket launcher because it shoots rockets that stick to things and then explode.
Good.
So and the alt fire, it can fire up to 3 rockets at once, but you have to it has to load them in.
It does none of the things that its name suggests it would, and many of them that it does not.
Yeah, and there's no reason there's only one enemy where I actually need to use it. I don't know what these guys are shooting at.
I was gonna say, what are those turrets firing at?
Rocks, dust.
Yeah,
target practice.
I think that's a thing. It just reminds me of stories from people who have been on deployment.
Yeah,
where they talk about
that's true.
I remember there was some stories from some guys in Iraq who said they were so bored some days they wished people would attack them.
Mm-hmm.
Just so they had something to do. Like, you get that bored that you want your life to be endangered.
Yeah. Because then at least you have a basic objective.
Yeah. And then, yeah, so now, so that's a guy, so the rail rifle is a powerful weapon when used against you.
I was gonna say, that looked like a rail rifle.
Yeah.
Chump.
Yeah, they're, I think I got hit by one earlier in the game, and the best times when you get hit by it are, when it is, also, you gotta run slightly to the right there, because that fan will turn on as soon as you're crossing the bridge. And it will just blow you off and kill you.
I'd like to point out here that Kyle Katarn has murdered thousands of men. That's not up for debate. But what could stop Kyle Katarn? Because at this point, I'm not seeing a lot. Like, do we have to get into galactic level threats before Kyle Katarn stops being overpowered? Like, let's think of what could stop Kyle Katarn.
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, let's think about what could stop any
pretty OP in the expanded universe.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, let's think about what could stop any 90s shooter protagonist.
What can stop this?
I don't know. I mean, that's my point.
You know what stops Kyle Katarn? A social challenge. What are these options? Bluff? Diplomacy? What? I don't know these things.
I mean, he just shoots his way out of it. Like, it doesn't actually stop him.
It just mildly inconveniences him.
Yeah, exactly. Force persuade is diplomacy. Diplomacy is the act of hiding from people and then stabbing them.
I mean, in certain sectors of the galaxy.
Basically.
I'm pretty sure that is in fact considered part of diplomacy on Hapes.
Yeah. I don't think Dash Rendar could stop Kyle Katarn. I think we have to go higher up than that. I think Luke might pose a challenge. I honestly don't know if Luke could actually stop Kyle Katarn. I don't know if it's ever examined.
Actually, I think there actually is an answer for who could stop Kyle Katarn. That comes up.
Okay. Well, good. I'm glad we'll find that out.
That is in the future.
The future.
Science and technology.
Science. Human progress.
Also, yeah, making some safety saves here because more super weird platforming involving fans that turn on and off. I was trying to activate that because there's just a mine hidden there.
That's hilarious. That's super evil. I love it.
Yeah, I think you can set it off with a thermal detonator if you know to look for it.
I can barely tell where you are right now. Like,
yeah, I think I'm supposed to be using force. I'm supposed to be using force vision, but I just memorized the layout of this place after a while.
You just don't care.
Well, because force power I'm using for force vision is power I could be using for force persuade.
That's true.
To kill all these commandos, because these guys are a bitch. You see that guy took 2 lightsaber hits?
Yeah, holy shit. You can always be stealthy killier.
And then I accidentally hit the up switch a bunch of times.
Fun with turbo lifts.
I just ping pong between the 2 sides. So this is at some point where I need to go through and kill everybody, because I then need to activate force speed and hit a bunch of switches.
Nice.
Force persuade is still on, by the way. As long as you hear that, like, bell reverberation going.
Ghostly hum.
It lasts for like a minute and a half or something. It's stupid how long it lasts. They make it a lot less. They make it a lot less OP in the next version.
Good, because this is like, I imagine this isn't even very fun to play.
Even playing it without this is not very fun to play.
True, but for different reasons.
Yeah, like this is a game where you have to cheese a lot of stuff because the game itself cheeses you.
Yeah, yeah.
There are a lot less dudes in this than there were at the beginning of the game, though, for some reason. Now that I have a lot of guns, there's just a lot less people to fight.
Well, it's probably because they want you to be using the lightsaber, now that you have your shiny cool toy.
I've had the lightsaber for, like, 5 stages, though. And the lightsaber...
Yeah, but it...
So one thing I learned later is the lightsaber sucks because the animation you see Kyle Katarn doing when you use the lightsaber in first person is not the animation that the game uses for determining his hitbox. He does different animations in third person.
That's hilarious.
Which is why, I think, now there's a button you can hit to switch to third person, which I use sometimes.
Yeah,
but I think the later games, it just automatically switches to third person when you pull the lightsaber out.
I remember in Jedi Academy when you pull your lightsaber out, you just go in the third person, because they were who the fuck wants to play suddenly a melee action game from first person?
I mean, remember Breakdown?
Yeah, melee action games in first person can be fun.
Also, there was supposed to be a fan on there.
Rarely.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be a fan on that was going to send me to the end of the level.
Kill yourself by force jumping.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. Fortunately, my health refills to, like, I get 100 health and 100 shields. So there's this button here I'm supposed to hit, which I missed because I was too busy just murking fools.
Good job.
Yeah, no, I'm the smart one. Yeah, swirling colors. Hallmark of any Star Wars. There we go.
Nice.
And I got a bunch of shields in the secret room before I exit the level.
What's down there?
I was gonna say, does that just take you back down?
I think so. I don't remember now.
Or is it another different?
Oh, right. That's the thing. I was going through there because I need to grab all the secrets. And then it's just a convenient lightsaber cutting grate. Also, I forgot to point out earlier in this stage, there was a button I needed to hit, which was behind a grate I had to cut open.
Yeah, I saw that. that was a little odd.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, it's great.
All the Jedi are so ashamed.
God damn it, Kyle.
Also, I don't know what Jerec has over his eyes.
I don't know either.
You mean other than Bono's sunglasses?
It's like a weird budget Geordie LaForge visor.
Yeah, basically.
So now, so we were led to believe that inside the Valley of the Jedi was, so I had to sneak up on that guy, because otherwise I had to burn valuable Force Persuade. So there's a bunch of hastily set up stuff in the Valley of the Jedi, and now we're just in a base that's here. I think this might actually be a ship that we've gone into, but there's no real indication of that.
Jerec got here somehow, but he got here
we were
because
in
of his
Jerec's
ship that he blew up. Yeah. I just remember that.
He blew up his own ship to try and kill us.
Yeah, so maybe it's a base? I don't know, this is odd.
Yeah, but he just found this. Anyway, gotta kill that commando, because otherwise he'll just wreck everything.
Yeah. Commandos.
More like commandos.
I also like the commandos. Commandos are tougher despite having less armor.
Well, they're better at fighting.
I also like that. I hit him with the lightsaber. I feel like the Jedi's are around here somewhere.
Yeah.
Would you prefer if I said more like command stags?
That Jedi's here somewhere. Oh god, he's in my stomach.
Like
with
that he
his
apparently
lightsaber.
flipped over you before.
He jumped over me in his attempt to find me.
That's how powerful your force persuade is. You can stand right in their way and they'll just like casually jump over you without realizing
like
what
the,
they're doing or why.
Were you getting shot?
It's like the, what was it, the from Hitchhiker's Guide to Someone Else's Problem Field.
Someone else's problem field, yeah.
Where they applied it to a mountain, and as long as the filter was applied, the mountain was somebody else's problem, allowing people to walk around or even over it. So I need to grab this key that looks it's just like a bronze stick.
I would never have guessed that was a key. In fact, I would never have guessed that was interactable.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of problems trying to figure out where you're supposed to go in this game.
No shit.
I will say for every 5-minute level here took about 30 minutes to navigate the first time through. Because it's
artificial game design, game level design via confusing and obfuscation.
See,
like for the most part,
that was
kind of
though in this. Like, it kind of is, because... But I think part of it is just the, like, in older games, they've actually tried to create, like, levels that looked like... At least made some attempt to look like places people would be.
Like, Dark Forces 1, they had levels that didn't make any sense. Like, remember, in the detention center, there's a hidden room that just has stormtroopers in it? You have to blow up a wall to get it open?
I was just thinking about the stormtroopers in the alcoves. The alcoves. Use the alcoves. That are fucking just hanging out there while you blow up everything.
Yeah, like, and so, like, I think that's the thing. Like, Dark Forces 2 is just a lot harder to navigate just because they wanted to make it feel like a real place a lot more.
Yeah.
And
which
this
is
fine.
It's just, yeah, it's just also done in combination with a sense of thinking about game difficulty that is not the best.
Yeah, and like you can see, like I've played through this level. I've played through this level already. I played through this level just before I came through. So what I have to do now is ride this box through like the tractor beams, like through the cargo hold.
Word.
Which is kind of interesting. Like I kind of like that as a concept, but the execution is a lot less interesting. Because we have to like we have to start. The box becomes our main platform for a while, and it's like the tractor beam starts like messing up, and so the box will start spinning.
Yeah. I was gonna say one thing that sort of changed is in the value we place on games, because like in this era of games, it was a hallmark if your game like was big enough and complex enough to have expansive levels.
Oh yeah,
you could just like go where you could just go wander off and find things in a random direction that wasn't related to your objective was considered to be like an accomplishment. Whereas now we want stuff streamlined. We don't want a dead end with nothing on it. We want to have some reward for exploring everywhere.
Right. No, I am aware that I'm being completely unfair to the game and that.
Oh yeah.
You know.
It's a valid complaint now.
Well, the other thing is, like, the game has incentives for you to go out and, like, search out all the expanses by, like, they put health packs and stuff there. So here we go. The cargo thing came in upside down, and now it's spinning end over end. But, yeah, like you were saying, like, game design got streamlined because health packs used to be everywhere to encourage people to explore the level and kind of look for secrets, but now games are streamlined, so you don't have health packs, you just have regenerating health. Like, you just hide behind cover, because people like to hide behind cover and then shoot at things.
Well, and now games don't tend to have like a lot of optional discoveries anymore, and that other than just for pure collectibles sake. Because now, like, if you get new weapons, it's part of like the story, and you just have to. Or if you get new, or conversely, you know, if you get new like abilities, like almost every game now has some kind of like level up mechanic or some kind of way to get points that you put into what you want to level, what you want to.
Right. Yeah. RPG light mechanics to just keep pushing the Skinner box button.
Yeah.
Right, because that's the thing that just got put in every game past a certain point, and it's still weird. I mean, at least for me, it's still weird to kind of think about that, since, you know, it went, you know, not like, I went from being a huge RPG fan in a time when it was you were an RPG or you weren't. So when it was still, when it was A, really, really niche, and B, it was just like and B, you know, you had like nothing incorporated that. Like, your action games were just, here was your stuff, here's your level, go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
although it's interesting that you talk about that as a progression in game design, because Dark Forces also has a level up mechanic and skill points that you assign to things.
Oh yeah, no, like this, like, and I believe it. I mean, you started seeing some of the like these. Oh, that's bad, isn't it?
Yeah, so I had to run to the edge of the platform because otherwise it was going to blow me into a pit.
But you see some of these games that were considered very, like, progressive for the time, like Jedi Knight is widely considered to be a classic. Whether it's, you know, fun by today's standards is another matter, but also you also saw games like this and like Deus Ex that were known for having like customizable gameplay in a genre that was not known for customizable gameplay. It was known for you start the level with X weapons, you find more as you go. If you were playing a really advanced game, you might keep weapons between levels. Like,
yeah, that's fair. Yeah, man, Jedi Knight actually had a lot of precursors to things from modern games. Thankfully, moral choices have kind of fallen by the wayside because they were just. I think I would have preferred that they got better, but that wasn't going to happen.
Well, the problem is that it's a specific choice system that requires, if it's going to get better, it requires more investment, which requires more character building, which requires more time, ad infinitum, until you're basically, you know, no longer playing a written story.
Also, that commando almost answered the question of who can defeat Kyle Katarn.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. Holy shit.
He got out of the reach of my lightsaber, so I'm just beating it against the box there.
The big problem with moral choice systems is that there's almost sort of fundamentally flawed in that, because if you say, like, you either stick to very grand style moral choices of just you're gonna be good or you're gonna be evil, and you're gonna have very grand good or evil choices, like, say, Infamous. But the problem with games like that is you end up being either like saintly, self-sacrificing good, or
like cartoon supervillain,
like cartoonishly evil with not really any in between.
Isn't there like a mission in Infamous where like the choice is like, there's food here, you can either take all the food for yourself or give it to somebody?
I mean, basically, There's also I think and the best part about this is, even in times when you think it would really matter, it doesn't. Like, one of the big choices of Infamous is of the first Infamous is your love interest is being dangled from a building, and there's like a bus full of innocents being dangled from a building, or multiple buses full of innocents being dangled from a building, and you have to choose which one to save. Except that if you choose to save, because the plot requires it, if you choose to save your love interest, which is the evil option, she dies anyway because the plot demands that she die at this point, so your character can feel bad.
They had to close the diamond.
Yeah, which is a problem with choice-based structure in that it also needs to incorporate... Like, if you're going to have a single plot that doesn't deviate even with the choices all that much, like, some deviation is fine. You need to not have those choices be massive influences on the plot.
They need to not be important. Like, this is the thing. That's the thing that's great about Walking Dead, is that it doesn't change the story. It changes your interpretation of the story.
Right, and that's basically what you look at, and that's kind of where the moral choice system moved away from being a true moral choice system and more being your choice, and more just being about how your choices have consequences. Sometimes because of the way people interpret your morality. The other end of the spectrum is you get weird. Oh, I guess I'll talk about that next time.
Good night, Internet.
Good night, Internet.
Right.